Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I sure did. It was, I love Christmas. Christmas is a great time, especially to spend some quality time off work. I've just had a week off work. I am now back at work, but spend some time with the family, because I do work quite a lot these days. Quite a lot indeed. Just last week, I worked like 86 hours. So it's nice to have some quality time. Now, in today's video, we are going to talk about not being predictable. And as you could just see there, this is what I mean. Don't go into positions that just everybody uses. Now, I've just done a classic example of that, using the grill here. Everyone goes to these kind of positions. Excuse me. And sometimes it's predictable. It's very, very predictable. So I'm using the grill because it is a classic example, and more so with tank destroyers, because tank destroyers usually do go into certain positions, and they always go into certain positions. And just like you've seen there with myself, you can occasionally get blind shotted, and sometimes it works, and some, obviously, as you've just seen, I got destroyed by somebody, I don't quite know who, and they penetrated and I lost damage, all because I was very predictable. You've got to do stuff that is not predictable, you know, like this Death Star flanking around. I didn't expect the Death Star on this map to be flanking around, and to be successful is you have to do that kind of stuff. Obviously, you can be successful in a certain position, but you've got to be not predictable. Go into places where people don't think that you're going to be. Now, most of my replays here, I've used the grill because the grill is a classic example. And we're going to have it again here on Mines. Now, Mines is a little bit different, especially if you are driving something like a Death Star or something like a grill, a tank destroyer, you know. Like, Mines is a very small map. But as soon as you start the game, I was hoping to go to the other side, really, because you already know there's two tank destroyers on the enemy team. One of them is a Death Star. And you already, before the match has even started, you know where they are going to be. Like 100% they are going to be there. And I suppose that is the same with this side of the map, you know, in this bush here, or in the opposite bush, like sort of the other side of this rock. Those are very, very predictable places to be. So I'm like, okay, do you know what? I've got no shots off. I am going to move, and I'm going to get into a position where people are probably not going to expect a grill to be in. Usually you can expect some tanks to be sort of this side of the map, but, you know, maybe not so much a grill. So I'm going to be there, and straight away, that STB1 did not expect I'm going to be there. He's trying to hide from the people on the hill, and because he's trying to hide from people on the hill, I've managed to get my shot out. And again, as soon as I know I can move, I'm going to move. Now, the STB already now does suspect something. He knows that there is someone around here, but he's the only one that does know someone's around here. So as soon as he's gone, I'm going to make my move. And then, obviously, I spot two tanks around here, the WZ121 and the 50B. So, of course, I do want to get the shot on the 50B, but I don't want to stay here because there is an object 268 there, and there is a Death Star. So I'm just going to sit back, I'm going to try and hide a little bit, reset my camo, and then I will make a move again. So you've got to be, you know, you've got to be in places where people don't expect. And I'm not saying do that all the time, but it's just, you know, you start these games and already you know where these tanks are going to be. And it's just predictable. It's very, very, very predictable. So you've got to sort of change it up a bit. Don't always stay in the same position where you're just going to get absolutely deleted and blind shot. The amount of blind shots I've had on people over in the past, it is insane. And especially during live streams. Like, I am the blind shot master during live streams. And that is all to do with being predictable. Again, you've got this map. I'm not going to do every map. This will probably be the last one. But almost every map has the same predictable places. And again, we're going to see it here, you know. Go right. If you're a tank destroyer, you usually go there. You usually go around about there. But I'm like, you know, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be predictable, and I want to get into a position where someone probably doesn't expect me to be at. And again, this doesn't work just with the grill. I'm using the grill as an example because it's quick, and you can move. You can get into a position, and if it doesn't work out for you, you can move. But you can also get into these positions or use this with things like the Death Star, because the Death Star is the highest alpha gun in the game. You know, if you get in a position where people don't expect you to be in, then you could do a big amount of damage. But on the flip side of it, you know, you could get caught out, and you could be considered a noob if you're in a wrong position. But if it works, it really, really does work. Look at that grill. I mean, we suspect he's going to be there. I blind fire. I don't penetrate, and I am actually spotted now. So he knows where I am. So of course I do want to reset my camo, and then I want to go again. I want to not just sit here because he knows I'm around this side of the map. So of course I want to move into a different position. But my main target right now is that grill. The grill is there. I know he's there. But of course there is the T62 and the Chieftain sort of coming around as well. So clearing this T62 at the moment is a big plus, and because he's a good DPM, and if he comes around, he can do some damage. So now he's gone, I am spotted, but with the help of our IS-4 here, I am now going to push the grill, because again, as I've said, we know he's there. He hasn't moved. He got spotted early on, and he hasn't moved. And that's another thing that you need to sort of look at and think about what you're going to do, because if you're spotted early on, especially in a grill, don't stay there. You know, don't stay in the same position unless you do have a bit of cover or protection from your teammates. This grill had nothing. As soon as we killed that T62A, he was on his own, and he literally had nothing. No protection whatsoever. Now, I know I didn't do a big amount of damage, literally, what, 2 shots, really? But it's not about the damage. It is literally about being predictable or not being predictable. And honestly, it will help you. It will help you do damage, especially if you are in a big tank destroyer. You can't really do that in a medium. You have to be sort of predictable in a medium. You need to spot, you know, you need to spot the team. In a light tank the same, and a heavy tank you can sort of be not predictable in a heavy. You can go the medium route, you know, because sometimes if it's 2 mediums versus 2 mediums, they're not going to expect an IS-4 to be there or a Chieftain to be there. They're going to expect them to be the heavy route. But not being predictable is a big part of Blitz, and you need to add this into your game style, your play style. And honestly, it's fun. It's fun when you come out in front of a tank and they don't expect you, and you could just wallop them for 1600 damage in a Death Star. It is fun, honestly. Add it to your game. You'll probably sometimes be ripped apart because you don't expect them to do the same. So you're going to get into a position hoping to scare the enemy, maybe get to the side of them or get to the rear of them, and they might be doing the same thing. And again, it works, you know. How annoying is it when you get into a position thinking that there's only going to be 1 medium and the whole team is there? That's because they wasn't being predictable, and that's what you need to add into your game. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.